Greetings, yogis. Welcome back. Elizabeth Scala here from Living Sublimely Well, here to facilitate another gentle yoga practice for you, with you. Being here is a pure joy. All right, so we're going to begin in a moment. Today we are going to stay to the mat, seated and lying down. We will be doing more of the yin style yoga today, so holding the postures for about 3 minutes. And also that means less postures, okay? I would encourage you to look around your home, find yourself a strap if you think you'd like to use one when we do a forward fold. Yoga blocks or something similar, perhaps a pillow or a cushion. Again, if maybe you want to put them under your knees in a forward fold or to support the knees, so blocks. And then finally, during Shavasana, our final relaxation, we'll do a chest opener as we've done before. So finding a blanket or something you can fold into the shape of a bolster blanket type thing. So gather your materials. Stay warm and cozy today. As I said, we're not going to be standing up. We're not going to be moving around. We're not going to be holding standing postures or doing balance. So, make sure you're covered up, because in the yin style of yoga, the poses are held for 3 minutes or more. And there are 3 principles to yin yoga. One is to find the appropriate depth of where you will practice and breathe in the pose. The second one is we will resolve to remain still for the 3 minutes. And that can be challenging even for the mind as we want to move. So resolve to remain still. And then don't force, don't push, don't pull. Just allow the posture to unfold, to develop as we hang out for the 3 minutes. Traditional yoga, where you're moving through the standing postures, the flow, the breath, that is stretching muscle. In the yin style of yoga, because the poses are held for a longer amount of time, we are able to get deeper into the body, into deeper tissue, fascia, ligament, tendon, and even bone. If we really hang out and relax into a pose for 5 minutes, can really start to get into the deeper parts of the body. And the healing benefits can be felt the next day or later in the day. Be sure to drink plenty of water. Water helps us flush out any toxins that are released during practice. Before we start, one final plug. I am accepting private clients to work with me one-on-one. That can be done virtually via Zoom or in person here at the Living Sublimely Well yoga studio. And our group classes have been thriving. We're teaching 4 classes a week right now. That can shift and change throughout the year. So visit elizabethscala.com/yoga for more information. And I'll put that link in the comments section. All right, let's come to our seat. Oh, finally, I am not your medical provider. I am not your healthcare professional. I cannot see you through this screen. So honor your body. Follow any restrictions placed upon you by a healthcare provider or otherwise. Listen to yourself. If something is causing intense, fiery pain, if you go numb or start to tingle, back out of the posture, ease up a bit. Listen to the body. We're not here to hurt ourselves, only heal. Let's take a seat, and I am sitting my sits bones on my edge of my block to elevate my hips above my knees, to allow the knees to flop open, allow the hips to externally rotate. And especially if I haven't practiced any yoga today or done any stretching, I'm a little bit tighter in the hips. So scooching that block, pillow, cushion, blanket, something underneath the sits bones. Find your seat, sitting long through the spine, plugging the sits bones into the surface beneath you as the crown of the head lifts towards the heavens. Your hands can be on your thighs or in your lap, whatever's most comfortable. Relax the shoulders, pull them away from the ears. Coming present to the breath. Witnessing the breathing in and out of the nose, if that is available to you. Watching the breath without changing it, naming it, judging it. Simply observing the breath in this moment. We will do a very brief warm-up since we don't really need to warm up prior to yin yoga, just so that we're not ice cold. Go ahead and gaze to the right, turning the head towards the right shoulder, breathing into the sensations here. Turning the neck back to center. And now gazing to the left, over that left shoulder. Breathing into the stretch. Turning the head back to neutral one more time in each direction. Turning the head to the right. Breathing here. Noticing the body. Turning back to neutral. Now the head turns to the left. Sending the breath to where you feel the body. And turning to center. Let's drop the chin to the chest. And then inhale the right ear to the right shoulder. Exhaling chin to chest. Inhaling left ear to left shoulder. Exhaling chin to chest. Inhale right ear to right shoulder. Exhale chin to chest. Inhale left ear to left shoulder. Exhale chin to chest. Lift the head back up to center. Go ahead and blink the eyes open if they were closed. Lifting our hands so that the arms are at a 90-degree angle. A gentle closed fist. Inhaling, sending the arms behind the body, lifting the chest, gazing up to the sky. Exhaling, the forearms come together, rounding the back, chin to chest, belly button towards spine. Inhaling, lifting the chest, dropping the shoulders, arching the back, looking up. Exhale, rounding the back, drop the chin to chest, belly button to spine. Inhale, opening the arms, lifting the chest, dropping the shoulders. Exhale, rounding the back, forearms come to touch. One more time in each direction. Beautiful. Lifting back up to center, releasing the hands. Now just pressing one palm up towards the ceiling and the other towards the floor. Exhaling the hands through the middle. Inhaling, one palm reaches to the sky, the other to the ground. Exhaling through the middle. Inhaling, separate the palms. Exhaling in the middle. Inhale, separate the palms. Exhaling, middle. One more time each side. Inhale, stretch the side body. Exhale. And final inhale, stretching the side. Exhaling to neutral. Beautiful. All right. If you are on a block, bolster, cushion, or otherwise removing that from the sits bones, let's just take a gentle twist. So inhale, lifting long and tall through the spine. Exhale, taking the right arm to the right thigh, the left arm outside of the left hip, starting to twist towards the left shoulder. Inhaling, press that hand into the mat, lift the crown of the head. Exhaling to twist a little bit further. Keep breathing here, and with each exhale, exploring the edge of the twist. Very good, yogis. Gently unwind, coming back to center, other side. Left hand comes to the left thigh. Right hand comes to the mat. Press into the mat, elongate the spine. Exhale, twisting towards the right shoulder. Inhale, lengthen the back. Exhale, twisting. Inhale, lifting the crown of the head. Exhale, exploring the edge of your twist. Beautiful, unwinding. We'll begin with our yin stretches now. So the first stretch we will do will be forward fold. So extending your feet onto the mat, the toes are pointed towards the ceiling. Now here's where some props can come in handy. If you prefer, you can put blocks under the knees if you'd like to bend them a bit, or even the yoga blanket. I think I might do that today. You could take the strap if you like, placing it around the soles of the feet. I'm not going to do that, but if you'd like, you can place it around the soles of the feet and use the strap to forward bend, okay? So sit, plug those sits bones into the mat, pulling the flesh away from the thighs, sitting long and tall. And we're going to hold the posture for 3 minutes. So forward folding, leading with the chest, and then rounding down, grabbing either your shins, your ankles, your feet, wherever the hands comfortably rest, perhaps adjusting the blanket if you're using one. Find the depth of where you'd like to practice. Resolve to remain still and breathe here, holding that forward fold. You can relax the crown of the head so the head sinks towards the knees if that's comfortable for you, or if that put pressure on the neck, you can just keep the head sort of lifted forwards. So find your appropriate placement, what feels best for you in this moment. And again, resolve to remain still. Breathing into where you feel the body. There's no pulling, there's no forcing. Once you have found your placement, just hanging out and breathing. Perhaps allowing gravity to be your friend with time as the body sinks deeper. But there's no effort on our part. We are still. We are breathing. We are here in forward fold. One more minute, keeping with the breath. Breathing into where you feel that stretch. remaining still, still with the breath. Lovely yogis. Taking the hands to the legs, slowly walking the hands up the legs, pressing yourself back up to seated. Bending the knees, taking the soles of the feet to the mat, the hands come outside the hips, and just rocking the knees from side to side. A very gentle counter movement between our held postures. Wonderful. Coming to stillness, keeping the knees bent, allowing the knees to flop open and the soles of the feet coming together. So we are in butterfly posture. A place where you can use blocks here would be to place them outside of the knees so that there's no pressure on the hips or as you're holding up your legs. I think I'll stay right here today. Taught a lot of classes this week. So grabbing onto our shins, lifting up long and tall through the spine. With that flat back, leading with the chest, start to hinge forward. And when you can't hinge any further, rounding the back, grabbing either your ankles, your feet, wherever your hands are most comfortably placed. Letting the crown of the head fall to the mat so the head hangs heavy. Release any tension in the neck. If you're not sure, nod the head yes, and then shake the head no. And then bring the head to stillness, really dropping that head. The crown of the head falls towards the mat. Find your placement, the depth of the posture you'd like to practice. Resolve to remain still. Breathing here for the next 3 minutes. Release any tension from the neck. Relax the shoulder muscles. Relax the face. Let the crown of the head just fall forwards. Noticing the breath. Breathing into where you feel the posture. Sending the breath to sensations. Committing to remain still. If the body wants to fidget or move, release that distraction. Bringing the attention back to the breath. Resolve to remain still. Be with the body for just about 1 more minute. Taking the hands to the legs, start rolling up at the back, pressing the hands to help come back up to seated. Remove any props, bend those knees, feet coming to the mat, and just rocking the knees side to side. Beautiful, yogis. All right, we're actually going to move to lying down. We did 2 forward folds, so the back and the spine moved in one direction. We're going to do a counter posture. So lying down on our bellies, make your way to your belly, gently and easefully. All right, the forehead comes to the mat, so the whole front body is connected to the mat. The tops of the feet are pressed into the mat. The legs are zipped together behind. The hips are pressed into the mat. Slowly lift the crown of the head, leading with the head, lifting the shoulders, and take the elbows just beneath the shoulders. The hands are pressed into the mat, fingers spread wide, gazing forwards. There's a slight back bend. Okay, so we're going to hang out here for about 3 minutes. You're gazing forwards, lifting through the chest, keeping those legs engaged. They're pressed into the mat, and remembering to breathe. Finding your correct placement, the depth of the posture where you can practice for the next 3 minutes or so. Resolve to remain still. Relax the face, loosen the jaw, let any tension slide out of the neck. Relax the shoulders, noticing the breath, breathing with the body, choosing stillness, being with the practice, with the pose. Continuing to breathe. If sensations tug at you to move or fidget, resolve to remain still, staying with the posture, staying with the breath. Just about another minute or so. You're doing wonderful, yogis. Keep breathing, choosing stillness, knowing the healing is happening. Continuing to breathe, remaining still, being with the sensations, being with the discomfort, being with the body, the breath. All right, gently and easefully removing the arms from beneath the body, coming back to the forehead, or even resting the head in the hands, bending the knees, lifting the feet, and windshield wiper the feet from side to side, releasing that tension in the lower back. Bringing the legs to stillness. And now making your way onto your back. So relax the feet down and start rolling over onto your back. We're going to do 2 postures here on either side before we end the practice. I'm just moving my timer so I can actually see it lying down. Okay, extend the feet long. Lift the tail, tuck the tailbone. Lift the chest and tuck the shoulders. The whole back side of the body is on the mat. Let's bend the knees so the soles of the feet come to the mat. Lift the right foot in the air. Bend the right knee out to the side and take the outside of the right ankle to the upper left thigh. If this posture already causes stretch in the backs of your legs and the hips, you can stay right here, taking the right hand and applying some gentle pressure to the right thigh. That can be where you practice for the 3 minutes if this is ideal for you. If you don't feel any stretch here and you want to take it a little bit further, lift the left foot off the mat, take the right hand through the hole that's created by the legs, and clasp the hands behind the thigh. This is called reclined pigeon. If you prefer pigeon on the front and know how to get into that posture, you can choose that too. Then start pulling the hands on the left thigh towards the chest. Find your appropriate depth, the place you would like to practice the posture, the place where you can resolve to remain still for the next couple of minutes. Breathing here, relax the shoulders, relax the face. Let any tension slide out of the body, focusing solely on where you feel the stretch and where that stretch sensation is, sending breath to the body. Choosing stillness, resolving to remain still in the posture, being with the sensation, being with the breath. If a distraction pops up or desire to fidget or move, set those aside. Resolve to remain still. Be with the stillness. Be with the body. Just about another minute or so. Keep breathing here. Breathing into the stretch. Gently, easily release the hands. Let the left foot float to the mat. Lift the right foot in the air, and then bend the knee, bringing the right foot to the mat. Take the knees and allow them to rock from side to side. Bringing the knees back up to center, squaring our hips to the back of the mat, lifting the left foot in the air, turning that left knee out to the left side, and taking the outside of the left ankle to the upper right thigh. As before, you can stay right here if you already feel a stretching sensation, practicing here for the 3 minutes. Or alternatively, lift the right foot, take the hands, clasp them behind the right thigh, and start gently pulling the right thigh towards the chest. Whichever placement you choose, finding your appropriate depth to practice in for the next couple of minutes. Choosing stillness, being with the breath, being with the physical body. Relax the shoulders, release the jaw, careful not to hold the breath. Resolve to remain still, breathing into the stretch. If there's a desire to fidget or move, place that aside, choosing stillness, choosing practice with patience, choosing to be with the breath in the moment. Just about another minute or so. You're doing a beautiful job, yogis. No matter what comes up, comfort, discomfort, neutral, keeping still, remaining with the breath, staying with the posture. Slowly release the hands. Gently let the foot float to the mat. Lift the left foot in the air, bending the left knee so both feet are to the mat. Rocking those knees from side to side. Bringing the legs to stillness. Let's extend the feet long, the length of the mat, ensuring the whole back side of the body is making contact with the mat. Let's bend the left knee, bringing the left sole of the foot to the mat. Scooch onto your right hip, Start rolling onto the right hip and letting the left knee, float to the right. So we're coming into a twist. Your arms can remain in a T, which means they're open wide, or you can take the right hand and apply some gentle pressure to the outside of the left thigh. Careful that that left shoulder is pinned to the mat. If the left shoulder is popping off the mat, you're twisting too far. Find the appropriate depth, the place where you will practice the posture, and resolve to remain still, being with the breath, being with the body for the next couple of minutes. Breathing in and out of the nose, sending the breath to where you feel sensations, releasing tension, continuing to breathe. Resolve to remain still. Just about another minute or so. Lovely job, dear yogis. Keep breathing, choosing stillness, being patient with the pose. Ever so gently, starting to unwind from the twist, rolling back onto your backside. Shifting the hips so that they're square to the back of the mat, lifting both feet off the mat, and just allowing the knees to flop side to side with the feet lifted. Massaging the lower back, releasing any tension or pressure from the back. Coming back to stillness, dropping the feet, extending the left leg long, the right stays bent, scooching onto the left hip, so rolling onto your left hip, letting the right knee start flop towards the left side. Again, you can have your arms open into a T, or you can take the left hand, placing it outside of the right thigh. Careful to keep that right shoulder pinned to the mat. So if the right shoulder is lifting up off the mat, you have twisted too far. Find your appropriate placement where you will practice the posture. Resolve to remain still. being with the sensations in the body. Being mindful to breathe, sending the breath to where you feel the stretch. Just about a minute and a half to go. Resolve to remain still. In stillness, being with the breathing. Sending breath to the physical body. Breathing into where you feel the stretch sensations. Wonderful job, yogis. Choosing stillness, being with the pose. Very gently begin to lift the right knee back to the air, unwinding from the twist, going slow in the yoga zone. Coming back onto both hips, squaring the back to the mat, lifting the feet off the mat, perhaps hugging the arms around the shins if you like, or around the thighs, and just gently taking that rock from side to side, massaging the spine, massaging the low back, releasing any tension from the stretches. Beautiful, yogis. All right, we've made it to relaxation. Before we do so, lifting our feet to the air, pointing and flexing the toes, letting the feet move from one side to the other, so moving at the ankles, perhaps making some circles with those ankles, reversing the circles in the other direction, opening the legs, crossing one ankle in front of the other, scissor kicking the legs, and then fluttering the legs forwards and back. Bringing the legs back to stillness, point and flex the toes. Do any final movements that the body's calling for with the legs in the air. Bending the knees, bringing the soles of the feet to the mat, and then allowing the feet to be extended long. Now you can take Shavasana in our normal way, which I can cue us in a moment, or finding your blanket, if it's handy and nearby, taking the edge of the shorter side of the blanket and putting that right butted up to the sits bones, right here to the sits bones. And then taking the spine and lying it back on the length of the blanket. Let the pinky toes flop to the corners of the mat. Lift the hips, tuck the tailbone. Open the arms a little bit away from the body with the palms faced up if that's accessible to you. If not, you can put your hands on the body. Relax the shoulders, letting them slide down. Gently resting the eyes. Noticing the back of the body making contact with the mat. Inhaling peace. Exhaling tension. Inhaling peace. Exhaling stress. Breathing in peace. Breathing out tension. Breathing in peace. Exhaling stress. Letting the body float in peaceful stillness for the next several moments. Now you can stay right here if you'd like to continue along with Shavasana for as long as you like. Otherwise, if you'd like to begin to bring physical movements into the body, wiggling fingers, wiggling toes, letting those movements grow up the arms and legs. When you're ready to, at your own pace, in your own time, rolling over to your right side. Resting here on the right side, cradling the head in the right arm, allowing the practice to integrate body, mind, and spirit. moving slowly, gently, following the pace of your body, pressing the hands into the mat, lifting yourself back up to a seated posture like we started the practice. Allowing the hands to rest at your sides. With the palms faced up on an inhale, inhaling the hands up overhead. Bringing the palms together, exhaling the hands to heart center. The light in me honors the light in you. Thank you for joining me for this yoga practice today. It has been an honor and pure joy. Namaste, yogis. All right, dear yogis. As I said, thank you for being here. We'll see you week after week for these live classes via video. And if you'd like to join an in-person class, check out the link in the comments section, elizabethscala.com/yoga. We hope to see you again real soon. Until then, be well.